Hi, literature lovers and food friends. It's Diana, exploring the intersection of literature and food. If you like food and literature as much as I do, or if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. So today, like I predicted, I am looking at a picture book. It's called Punky Aloha. It's a new book. It was published, I believe, last year. And it is by Shar Tuiasoa. Now, I did say that I was going to do a picture book because I just finished 1984. Heavy, sad, dystopia. Let's look at something happy. But even if I hadn't been looking at 1984, I'm doing a plug for I love picture books. They are probably my favorite genre of books. And even before I had kids, I had a collection of picture books. In between, when I was a kid, I had a collection of picture books. They got passed on to relatives, but I had some. And then before I had kids, I made my own collection, and it keeps growing. My kids are older now, so I don't have school classrooms and libraries and book fairs to keep me abreast on all the new picture books, but I really like them. So what I do is sometimes I go to the library and I look in the children's book section. Predominantly the picture book section. Okay, only the picture book section. I also do it in bookstores, and I have to say that I am totally influenced by staff picks and employee favorites and seasonal books that are grouped together, because I am a person who is attracted to covers. One, it makes it easier. Two, just flashy. Look at her. Look. How can you resist that little face? So that's how I found this book. I found Punky Aloha in the library here at the Rosenberg Library in Galveston, Texas. And then I ended up getting my own copy. I did, because the pictures are paramount for me with a picture book. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Yeah, it makes sense. And I'm just going to go right and say that here was the clencher. Here was the clencher. But there's several things that are super cute and drew me in. One, the big glasses. Love the big glasses. Two, the messy bun. In fact, for one of these videos, I thought I should have a messy bun, a Punky Aloha bun. There's one of her little bitty feet. Her little feet in a flip-flop is so cute. I'm a flip-flop person, but I can't wear them anymore. Okay, that's off topic. But the one that really, I'm like, yes, I've got to get this. I got to do this book, is that there is a prominent place in this story for banana bread. And I thought, I can absolutely work with banana bread. It was a staple when my kids were growing up. I made it all the time, and they loved it. I loved it. So yes, cute character. Yes, engaging pictures. Yes, banana bread. Getting it. Got it. So the story of Punky Aloha reminds me a little bit of Bunny Cakes, which was one of the first books I did. It's a Max and Ruby story by Rosemary Wells. And in that story, the characters are also making cakes. Now, but banana bread and cakes aren't exactly the same. They're also baking. And one of them has to go to the grocery store. And that's Max. So there's that similarity. Max gets sent to the store. Now he makes his own cake. Of course, it's out of mud, but that's okay. And there's a grandmother. Oh, I forgot about that part. There's a grandmother. They're baking for their grandmother. This is the reverse. Grandmother's baking for Punky. And this one, Punky is sent to the store, but she doesn't. Doing the errand is her involvement in the baking. It's more, hers is more about being brave and Max and Ruby is more about communication, but that's not the point in characterization. But that is also not the point. The point is that I'm finding connection in these books. I actually love that when things start connecting up and I see similarities. Why do I love that? I don't know. It's just satisfying. It's satisfying. I'll think about that. See if I can come up with an answer. Not that I need one. At the beginning of the story, Punky, first off, she addresses us as readers. That's kind of cool. And she tells us kind of about herself. And she says that I'm Punky. I have this grandmother. My grandmother and I have a great relationship. And my grandmother calls me a brave adventurer. And then there's this admission, like, but really I'm not. She calls me that, but I'm not. And let me prove it to you. It's very hard to make friends. And let me tell you the story that illustrates this problem. And that's how she starts, that her grandmother is making banana bread. And she talks about, there's the banana bread. That her grandmother needs butter to go on top of banana bread, which I will talk about in the food part. And there's the grandmother requests, hey Punky, can you go to the market and get me some butter? Punky's like, oh, that's scary. You mean by myself? Too scary. And then her grandmother helps her out. I really like the magical bravery putting on thing, like an accessory that makes you feel brave. I'm pretty sure that exists in my world, like a necklace or a hat or something. I know what it is. I'm like, there's gotta be some. I know what it is. Scarves. I love scarves, and sometimes when I put one on, I feel much more brave and confident. So I love that incorporated in there, and that it comes from Grandma. I also have things that came from my grandmother that make me feel closer to her when I wear them. Get a little bit of Genevieve characteristics going on. Genevieve was my maternal grandmother. And that Punky gets, she gets that from her grandmother. So the closeness, the magical thing, and we're off. We're off to get that banana bread next to the next level. Another thing that's really appealing this story, this isn't just banana bread because I've got some bananas in my kitchen and it's time to eat them, which is usually what happens to me. We've got banana trees outside. This is banana bread from our bananas. I love that. Now, I do have some banana trees in my yard, and they have produced bananas. Every year so far it's been less because they freeze. And so last year I got two bunches, and the year before I got a bunch of bunches. I don't know how many I'll get this year, if I get any. But I've never had enough that I can make banana bread. And even though I've never made banana bread, I have to say I am a super fan of being able to make food from stuff that I grow in my own yard. I've made different types of marmalade and preserves from trees that I had. I make pesto from basil. Not just eating the fruit, because I've eaten tomatoes and sometimes melons, but that, and to be able to make stuff. In fact, I just finished making some preserves and a pie made with peaches from my mother-in-law's yard. So food grown in our own yard, that's like next level yumminess. And Punky's got that. Her grandmother's got that. But Punky's got to get her little brave self, got to get her brave self going to get some butter. So, of course, Punky does have to test her bravery. And she meets three, I'm going to say beings, because only one of them is a person, on her way to the market. And the first one she meets is a pig. Okay. I just have to admit that if there's a pig, I am usually excited. And these pigs are very cute. I love the pig with the lays almost all the way up to its little nose. So cute. Anyway, okay, I'm not going to go that sidetrack. And Punky takes her grandmother's advice, and she helps the pig and the bee. The bee is the other thing she meets. And by the time she meets the boy, she's kind of like getting kind of used to her bravery self, her little brave self. And even though she breaks the glasses, she's able to talk to her new friend. I was gonna call him a new friend. He does become a friend. He's not a friend at first, or she wouldn't have had to been brave, but he becomes a friend, and she's able to talk to him. And they go to the market, and she finds out that he is connected to the market. So his name is Kai, and his father is Chemo, who owns the market. Coincidence? I don't know. And they go to the market, and there is Chemo waiting for them. And he gives Punky her butter, and she has completed the chore. Or she does have to go home and bring it back to her grandmother. But other than that, she's completed it. She's been brave. She's going to have to tell her grandmother she broke her glasses. I think that's going to be okay. And she made a new friend, and she helped people. Oh, she helped beings. She helped a pig and a bee. I'm going to help anybody. Any bee. Why not a pig and a bee? And she gets to go and tell her grandmother, I did it. And the best part, she gets to have a big old piece of banana bread with butter on it. And the butter is also homemade. Chemo makes the butter. So that's the story. That's Punky Aloha. And we get to meet Punky. We get to hear about her grandmother's wonderful banana bread and go on the adventure of bravery with Punky and come to the end. And the end is a big old slice of banana bread. Be brave. Here's your treat. Be brave. Guess what you get? Some banana bread, which sounds wonderful. So next time we're going to be looking at banana bread.